What if I told you that calming your nervous system is not always the same thing as healing the deeper wounds underneath? No, underneath in survival mode. It's not the same, you guys. What if I told you that? Okay, and right now, you guys, technology is advancing so rapidly in the mental health field. You got to know that, okay? We now have XR and VR systems helping people practice emotional regulation, reduce stress, improve mindfulness, calm the nervous system, and build coping skills. Yes, we now have that. And honestly, you guys, that can be incredibly helpful. But here's the deeper question. Okay, here's a deeper question. Can technology fully heal abandonment wounds, identity trauma, self-worth struggles, people-pleasing patterns, or the belief that you are only valuable when you perform? Okay, that's where deep inner soul healing comes in. All right, and it goes deeper. Okay, so hi, you guys, and welcome to Trauma Talks. I'm Krystal Boothe, and I am a trauma-informed therapist, coach, and the creator of Deep Inner Soul Healing. And today I want to talk with you about the difference between XR systems and guess what? Deep Inner Soul Healing with self-empathy, because both can help you with healing. Both of them, but they got to keep in mind, they do very, very different things. XR systems can help people practice nervous system regulation, yes, and emotional calming. Yes, but guess what? Deep Inner Soul Healing helps people understand and heal the emotional wounds. Yes, the identity beliefs, the survival patterns, and the attachment injuries and spiritual disconnection underneath the stress responses. Yes, so today we're going to talk about the XR, what it can do, okay, what it cannot fully replace, and how deep healing actually works neurologically, emotionally, and spiritually, you guys. So let's get into it, okay? So what is XR therapy designed to do? XR systems are becoming quite powerful tools in the mental health field because trauma affects, guess what? The nervous system and the body. Many XR experiences are designed to help users practice regulation through immersive sensory experiences, okay? So they kind of put those things on their eyes and you get that immersion, okay? But for example, the Portario XR, an AI-powered platform where users interact with digital twin to practice emotional regulation techniques and receive support between therapy sessions. Yes, there's the Arcadia, a mixed reality self-care garden where breathing experiences or exercises help virtual flower bloom and everything. All this comes about and they get feedback. Yes, and then there's the AI fidget system. Yes, using AR glasses combined with tapping, swiping, and movement to help manage emotions like anxiety, stress, boredom through physical engagement. And then there's a Moho, an XR tool designed to help users reframe negative emotions into more positive and creative experiences. Then there's the Mood Shaper, VR. I don't know about this one. This one is different, okay? It manipulates the emotions to help the emotions become more aware and gives you regulation skills. So from a neuroscience perspective, these tools are absolutely help support nervous system regulation. But there's some, caveats to that, okay, you guys? Okay, so the neuroscience of XR regulation, let's get into it. When someone experiences chronic trauma, stress, emotional neglect, or burnout, the nervous system often becomes stuck in, guess what? Survival mode. The brain becomes hyper-focused on danger, unpredictability, rejection, emotional pain, shame, and fear. This activates areas like the amygdala, stress hormone system, and the hypervigilance pathways. The XR systems can help interrupt those patterns by creating repeated embodied experiences of breathing, slowing down, mindfulness, emotional awareness, nervous system calming, yes, and repeated matters. But because neuroplasticity teaches us that the brain changes through repeated experiences, yeah, it works in that way. So XR can help train the nervous system experiences. Yes. Number one, I can slow down, I can breathe, I can feel safe in my body. Yeah, it kind of does that for you, okay? And that's very valuable, yes. However, let me explain a little bit more about this, okay? Let's go further. Where deep inner soul healing, okay, goes a lot deeper than that. Because obviously that's helpful, but if you really, really want to get this completely transformed, here's some important distinctions you need to keep in mind. Regulation is not always the same thing as root healing. That's what you need to understand. Because trauma doesn't only affect the nervous system, trauma affects the identity. That's what you got to understand. That's a big, huge distinction here you need to understand. Trauma affects attachment. Absolutely. Trauma affects self-worth. Trauma affects the meaning people contribute to themselves or to painful experiences. Yes, trauma does all of that. So powerful teaching. This is a powerful teaching moment for you. A person can learn how to regulate their breathing and still secretly believe I'm not enough. You get that? That's what I want to explain here. I have to earn love. They might still believe that. My needs don't matter. They still might believe that I must overperform to feel safe. Rest is dangerous. If I stop producing, I lose value. Those are the identity things that happen in trauma. Those are not just nervous system symptoms. Okay? So it's a lot deeper. Those are survival identities. And that's what people create when they are, guess what? When they are exposed to a lot of trauma or even some trauma. So let's get into the deep inner soul healing, okay? Deep inner soul healing includes nervous system healing and somatic awareness, but it also helps people understand where their survival patterns came from, what emotional wounds were never processed. So you need to know that, and what identity beliefs form through the trauma. Yes, you need to know all that. Why this disconnects and why they disconnected from themselves. They also get to learn that. Why these people, why they are people pleasing, and why they overgive, why they fear vulnerability, why calm sometimes feels unsafe, because many people are not dysregulated. They are emotionally disconnected from themselves. Okay? All right. So there's a dysregulation and there's a disconnection. Fully disconnection. Okay? So let me explain this. Okay? Let me explain it this way. XR helps train regulation. Keep that in mind. Deep inner soul healing helps restore the identity. You see the difference? Okay. The XR system is a tool. Deep inner soul healing is a transformation process. Okay. That's what you got to keep in mind. Transformation process. Okay. So let's get into the self-empathy root healing. Okay. One of the biggest parts of deep inner soul healing is self-empathy. That's one of the biggest parts. And let me explain to you why. Because many trauma survivors learn to survive by abandoning themselves. That's how they learn to survive, okay? All right, emotionally, okay? They abandon themselves emotionally, so you understand that. They learn not to feel, not to need, not to rest, not to trust, not to express vulnerability. And over time, the nervous system began organizing life around protection instead of connection. Deep inner soul healing helps restore compassionate connection back to self. To self. Isn't that amazing? Okay. It's a beautiful thing, you guys. So how both can work together. Okay. Both can work together. I can say it, and I can want to say this up. I want to say this really clearly. I'm not against XR technology. Okay. Let's just make that clear. I'm not against it. Okay. I actually believe these tools can be powerful supports, to help people with systems, support their system, their nervous system, obviously. Okay. However, let's continue, okay? Because let me say it like this. When the nervous system, you guys, becomes calmer, people often become more emotionally available for deeper healing work, okay? So sometimes people need something to kind of transition them into this work. So it could be something to be a transitional thing you can use. So XR can support that regulation, that mindfulness, that stress reduction, that emotional stabilization, that nervous system flexibility. There are also other things that can do that too, like there's other tools you can do that. But deep inner soul healing addresses the emotional wounds. You got to keep that in mind. The attachment injuries, the identity trauma, spiritual disconnection, self-worth restoration, survival beliefs, and relational healing. One supports regulation practice, the other supports root restoration. Okay, and you got to know that. Okay, so let me close this out. So if you've been learning healing coping skills but still feeling emotionally exhausted, disconnected, stuck in survival mode, afraid to rest, trapped in overgiving, emotional numbness, fear of rejection, or disconnected from your true identity, who you know God made you to be, you may not only need regulation, you may need deeper restoration. So that's what I wanted to tell you today. You might need that, okay? Because healing is not just about calming the body, okay? Healing is not about just calming the body. It is powerful, though. And sometimes if you're in a regulated state like that, dysregulated state, should I say? Yes. But also about healing the emotional wounds, beliefs, and survival patterns that taught you to disconnect from yourself in the first place. Okay, that's what we want to get into. Okay, so and that's exactly what I wrote in You're Not Broken. Okay, you guys, my new book, You're Not Broken, Deep Inner Soul Healing, Advanced Edition. Okay, it's on Amazon now to help people understand the neuroscience of survival, trauma identity, formation, nervous system healing, and self-empathy, emotional rewiring, and how to move from survival identity into authentic identity. Yes, okay? That's what you need to know about this, okay? So if this message resonates with you, okay? If it resonates with you, if you want to heal, share this with someone trying to understand the deeper difference between coping tools and root healing. There is a difference between coping skills and root healing, because you're not broken, you guys. Your nervous system adapted to survive. That's the good news, okay? Your nervous system adapted, and now it's time for your whole self to heal, okay? All right, so can technology help you calm your nervous system? Absolutely. Can XR headsets help you practice regulation, focus, breathing, and emotional grounding? Yes, they can. Absolutely. But here's the deeper question. Can a headset fully heal the identity wounds inside of you, the abandonment pain, the self-worth beliefs, and the survival patterns that trauma created? That's where we need, yes, that's where we need to a deeper, more robust system here, okay? And a bit deeper conversation too. This is why we're having it, because XR can support nervous system regulation, but deeper inner soul healing helps address the deeper root underneath the survival mode, okay? And you got to know that, okay? So thank you guys for joining me here, and I will see you in the next video. You have a great one. Bye-bye.